What's up, y'all? Today we are talking about relationships because it's February. It's love season, even though all year should be love season, but February seems amplified. We're creeping up on Valentine's Day. So, generators, I want to drop some gems for y'all in relationships. First and foremost, generators, y'all are like the busy bees of the world, the energizer bunnies of the world, the life force energy of the world. You're here to respond. You're designed to respond to life with like excitement and enthusiasm. And that happens when you're in alignment. You love exhausting yourself doing things that spark up your like soul, your happiness, energize you, make your soul smile, and bring you joy. And when you're out of alignment and you're using your energy, you feel like drained and frustrated, and sometimes you feel stuck, like you just keep hitting plateaus. And so that's the first thing to know about you guys in general. Today we're going to talk about how to have a successful relationship, some challenges you might have as a generator, and just some practical tips to strengthen your relationship, some things to look out for. But before we dive in, I wanted to let you all know about my human design Know Yourself, Love Yourself workshop. So if you feel like you struggle setting boundaries in your relationships, or people pleasing, or even just finding your voice, I have this free workshop coming up where we will work through all of that. We can talk about all of that. Human design will help you understand your shadows and find your confident voice, understand how to make better decisions and not maneuver just from your emotions or not just from your mind, how to trust yourself and move more intuitively so that you can make discerning decisions. And all of those like great things. It's free. It's February 9th on Eventbrite, Sable Danielle, and the link will be in my description box. It's free and it's transformational for you. So I'll be dropping gems for self-awareness, all about human design that will help you find and honor your authentic voice, your authentic self, and tap in to your authentic power. So you don't want to miss it. I hope to see all y'all there. But let's dive into this generator energy and relationships. You are a sacral being. You were born with a defined sacral center. Okay. You were born with a defined sacral center, which means you have a built-in battery pack, a built-in GPS system. You understand, your sacral helps you understand when you have the energy to commit to something and if you should commit to something. So follow your sacral response is the first tip for you as a generator. Your sacral energy is your compass, your GPS, your MapQuest, whatever you want to call it. When you're making decisions, anytime, and also in relationships, listen to your gut. Like, it'll guide you to what's right for you and what feels right for you, what you have the energy for. So, for example, if you are trying to decide whether to pursue a relationship or move forward, you can ask yourself, does this feel exciting? Does my body say yes? And if it's not a full yes, like strong nudge that's like, hell yeah, in the moment, it's probably a no. If you're hesitating, that means not right now, or maybe ask the question in a different way. But if it's not right now, the answer is no, right? So no, come back to it later. It's not aligned. Number two is you should create space for joy. You flourish when something lights you up and energizes you and excites you. You thrive when you're doing something that like lights you up, that your soul loves, that maybe your childhood self love, like a super deep passion. So, you know, if you don't have joy, you're not going to be very fun to be around. And who doesn't want to have space for joy, you know? So for example, if your partner suggests something to you that doesn't excite you, like, don't force yourself to do it or go along with it just because, and then you're going to be like a bump on the log the whole time. Like, nobody wants that type of energy around. Nobody wants forced energy around. So just be honest. Say that doesn't feel like super exciting to me. That doesn't feel like it's lighting me up. Can we try to find something else that's going to make both of us happy? And maybe that's a way that you can work through that. Also, be patient with the response process. So sometimes generators might need time to process your sacral response, so don't like rush into decision making, which can lead to frustration. So like for example, if your partner asks you for like a quick answer about something, um, you could be honest and just say, I need like a second or two to think about it, or can you re-ask me like what you asked me, and maybe that'll give you some time to process. But more than likely, like the sacral center is an immediate response. So you shouldn't need like hours to talk about or to think about it or days to think about it, because then if you're taking too much time, you're going to make that decision from your mind rather than from your gut, and you need to make that decision from your gut to make sure it's aligned. Your mind is going to tell you whatever it wants to tell you. We are never supposed to make decisions from our mind, so always honor your gut. And if you need a question to be repeated, or you need like a minute to think about it, then fine, but don't take too much time to like sit on it, because you don't want to overthink your gut response. Your gut response is going to give you exactly what you need and let you know exactly what you need and have the energetic capacity for. So generators may struggle in relationships because generators like to do things and that light them up. And when you are committed to something, you're committed to it until it's finished. You like to see it through to the end. You don't like to be interrupted. It's very much so like tunnel vision. And so you want to be able to communicate that with your partner. You want to make sure your partner understands that about you. So it doesn't feel like you're always choosing work over them, and they're not understanding why why you aren't putting as much time into them as you are with work or whatever. So you want to talk about that, so you understand your energy types and your energetic needs. Generators need to be exhausting their energy with something they enjoy doing. And that's important for them, so we don't want to stop them from doing that. So that's why communication is key, and then also being aware of the energy that you're involved with and your energy to see if, number one, you can keep up with what they're doing. If it's aligned with you, you can do it too, but like just honor your unique energy. Also, you could struggle with saying yes when you actually mean no. Generators sometimes get stuck in people-pleasing mode, and that means saying yes to things that don't necessarily excite them, which can lead to frustration and burnout, and nobody wants that. Generators, not self-emotion, is frustration. So when you're unaligned, everything is going to be frustrating. You're going to be frustrating. The energy frequency is all frustration. So you want to make sure that you're maneuvering from an aligned space so that you can enjoy yourself, you can enjoy what you're doing, and other people can enjoy you as well. And also, you don't want to people please. Like, that's just not fun for anybody who wants to be like doing something that they don't want to do. And you're draining yourself if you're just consistently pouring into other people and you're not getting poured into. And it's just like, let's not do that. Let's find a way to communicate so we can both be happy rather than only one of us being happy at a time. You may get stuck in an unaligned relationship because generators are very loyal and committed once they are in something. So sometimes they stay in relationships longer than they should, just for the sake of like being committed and also like trying to make sure it works. But if it's unaligned, it's unaligned. So make sure you sit with yourself and ask yourself those tough questions and allow yourself to hear your sacral and be honest and listen and make decisions from there. Not your mind, and not necessarily your heart in relationships, because sometimes that'll lead you down the wrong path. But your intuition and your sacral, it won't. Also, some tips for strengthening your relationship could be, communicate your decision-making process, your authority, your sacral process to your partner if they don't understand, especially if they're not a generator or a manifesting generator. Celebrate your partner's energy. We all have different energy. We want to be respected and honored for who we are, so we want to make sure we're doing the same for our loved ones. We want to honor ourselves so that we can show up for ourselves ourselves and our loved ones. And then also, you know, take time to recognize the unalignment, ask yourself questions, um, and you kind of know when you're unaligned if like you feel drained or frustrated, or you feel stuck in a relationship and it's just cycles repeating. If you feel like you're saying yes to things that aren't exciting you, or if you stop doing things that feel exciting to you or light you up, like if you just feel like you're in a constant state of frustration and just unhappiness, then that's probably a very major sign that you're unaligned and something needs to shift. And that doesn't necessarily mean the relationship needs to change, but that means, I mean, the relationship needs to end, but it does mean that something needs to change. The communication needs to change. Intentional action and just becoming more aware and understanding of you, your needs, where you are, where you're trying to go, and like what you need from your partner, and then also the same for them. Does it match? Does it still align? Maybe years have passed by and you haven't even come back to it or ever had a conversation with it, or maybe it just feels like it's time. So always check in and make sure that you and your partner's needs are being met and are aligned. And if it's not, then there's no need to stay there. It's only going to cause more resistance and pain and really like mess up that relationship. So it's okay to let things go. So to reconnect, you should pause and reflect on your needs, reconnect with your joy, make sure you know what's bringing you joy and excitement into your life and where you can put more energy to bring more excitement into your life, communicate your needs openly, and take aligned action to honor yourself and honor your partner. So that's what I have today. If you don't know your partner or your energy, you can go to sabeldanielle.com/getmychart to get your individual body graphs and know your energy type. Or I also have a compatibility calculator on there that's free. You can put your information in your partners and see what that energy looks like together. And then you can book a consultation with me so I can help break that down and make it more digestible, because human design can be very overwhelming. At least for me it was. There's so many different components. And so I want to make it a little easier to understand. I've been studying this. I live by my design. I want to make this easy for people to understand and utilize, especially Black people, melanated people. I don't see a lot of us talking about this or creating these spaces, and I want to be the person to help you do that. So tap in. I also have a free workshop, Know Yourself, Love Yourself, February 9th. We'll be working through healing shadows through human design, people pleasing, setting boundaries, not living up to the expectations of others, not pouring into others more than they pour into us, understanding your emotions, avoiding burnout, learning how to make better decisions, how to attract more aligned opportunities and people, how to trust your intuition. So many things that human design can teach you. So that's free. You don't want to miss it. February 9th. Sign up on Eventbrite, Sable Danielle. The link will be in my bio. And I also have open enrollment coming up for my Know Yourself, Love Yourself coaching program. That's February 12th through 16th. There will be sign-up bonuses if you sign up before certain dates, so make sure you stay on top of that. And that'll be 3 months of coaching with me. We'll have bi-weekly meetings. I will have daily tips and insights for your unique design. We'll create an action plan, intentional action plan for you, and we'll just be able to talk and discuss and work through like daily things that come up, or any things that you patterns you want to work through. Anything that you come to me for human design related, I'll be able to help you with, and you'll be able to really like grow and find love and confidence within yourself, feel empowered by the end of this 3 months. And I just also want to say that like it's important to invest in yourself. I hired a coach over a year ago, and it's one of the best decisions that I made. I also was in like a 6-month coaching cohort for like business and everything, and I grew so much during those 6 months. It was really truly amazing. Like investing in yourself is a crucial component, and it's very important, and a lot of people choose not to invest in themselves in the best ways that they can. So I just wanted to say that. catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for being here.